Hello, Shelley from Spin Cushions here. Today I'm going to show you how to make this square for my Siren's Atlas collection called Seto or Seto. I'm not quite sure how you actually say the name. A little bit fun, a bit of a flower, that section at the front with some spike stitches. So let's get started. I'm going to be using a single colour to make mine. You can use whatever you like. If there's anything that changes, if you're changing colours, I'll let you know as we go along. So begin with a magic circle, or however you like to start. Alright, and our first round is nice and easy. Chain 3 starting chain or a false stitch, then 11 stitches. So we're going to have 12 stitches in total in this round. They're UK terms trebles or US terms doubles. I'm sure you don't need to watch me make all 12, so I will do that and show you what's next. Alright, my 12 stitches are done. I just need to pull my magic circle tight and join with a slip stitch to the top of your third chain, hit your starting chain, or top of your false stitch if you did one. Okay, round 2, another nice and easy one. I'm going to chain 3 starting chain or a false stitch like I like to do. Then we're going to do a treble UK WS in the same stitch that we joined up into it with a slip stitch. Then we are going to skip the next stitch, and in the next stitch work 3 trebles UK doubles US. 1, 2, 3. So we just do that all the way around. Skip 1 stitch, 3 stitches in the next stitch. So I will do that and show you how to finish it off. Alright, I'm almost all the way around. I just need to do a stitch in the same place as our first ones. That's our last stitch we're skipping. This here is where we're doing the last stitch of the round, just to make that group a group of 3 stitches. And then we are going to join with a slip stitch to your first stitch, whatever that may be. Chain 3 or false stitch. Alright, next round quite similar. Well, kind of. Chain 3 starting chain or a false stitch, then 2 stitches in the same as your slip stitch. So it's trebles UK's doubles US. Now we're going to skip the next stitch, and in this gap between the stitches, that really big hole, and do a double crochet UK, single crochet US. We're going to skip the next stitch, and in this next stitch, the middle one, we're going to do 5 stitches, trebles UK, doubles US. So that's our repeat. 5 stitches, then a stitch between the groups of 3 from down below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a stitch in between the next stitches. Alright, so I'll do that all the way around and show you what's next. Alright, almost done with this round. I just need to do 2 stitches. Oh no, sorry, I beg your pardon. I need to do that stitch between the stitches. Forgot that bit. Now I need to do 2 stitches in the same place as our first ones worked. And join with a double crochet join with a slip stitch to that first stitch. Alright, so we have a pretty little flower shape. Now we're going to add some spike stitches to this round. It's quite easy this round. We're doing a spike stitch into the space that the 5 stitches were worked into. So directly below, pull up a long loop, pull through, and we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to do a spike stitch over that middle stitch of your 5 group. Then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a spike stitch in the middle there. So nice and easy. I'll do that and show you what's next. Alright, I've done all of my spike stitches and chains. I just need to join with a slip stitch to that first spike stitch. And don't worry about it being a little bit cupped at this point, because the next round will bring it out flat again. Nice and easy round, chain 3 starting chain or a false stitch, and in the 5 chain space we're going to work 6 stitches. It's trebles UK, doubles US. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a stitch in the next stitch. So it's a stitch in every stitch and 6 stitches in every 5 chain space. So we'll do that all the way around and show you what's next. Oops, sorry. Okay, so I've done all of my repeats around. I just need to join with a slip stitch to my first stitch. Okay, and we're ready for round 6. So we're going to chain 3 starting chain or false stitch. Now, next thing you may not have seen before. Now, you know spike stitches, we've done them before. We're going to do a spike treble stitch, which is exactly the same as a treble, it's just you pull up a really long loop. So we're going to do, so this is round 5 we've done. In this spike stitch from round that we did in round 4, that's where we're going to work our treble. So I've yarned over, insert my hook down here, pull up a long loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. So it's exactly the same as a spike stitch, it's just got a treble on top of it. UK terms, double US terms. Then we're going to do a stitch in the next 7 stitches. Now be careful, that first one will be hidden. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oops, 7. The 7th one should be the stitch that's in the spike stitch. Then we're going to do our spike treble in that spike stitch again. Pull up a long loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. So that's a little repeat. 7 stitches with a long treble spike stitch. Treble UK, double US. I'll do that all the way around and show you what's next. Alright, so there you have it. I've done all of my repeats, just need to join up with a slip stitch to my first stitch. Alright, now the next round we're going to be working into the back loops only, and to get to our first one, rather than trying to work into this back loop here, we're going to slip stitch into the back loop only of the next stitch. Okay, it just works out better this way. We could cut the yarn and attach, but I'd rather not do that in this case. So we're going to chain 3 starting chain or false stitch, and then we're going to do a treble UK WS in the same back loop only. We're going to do a treble UK WS in the back loop only of the next stitch, then a half stitch in the back loop only of the next 3, half treble UK, half WS, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do a double UK single US in the back loop only of the next 3, 1, 2, 3. Then a half in the back loop only of the next 3, 1, 2, 3. Then a treble UK WS in the back loop only of the next stitch. Alright, and now we're up to our corner, which we're also going to work into the back loop only. We're going to do 2 stitches, trebles UK, doubles US, chain 2 and 2 more stitches. Oops. Okay, so there we have our corner. Don't worry about the back loop only being pulled up, it'll all work out in the end. Corner, side, I'll come back and I'll show you how to deal with this bit here after I've done all my repeats. Okay, I've almost finished my repeats. I just need to do one more half stitch. Alright, now our last stitch, so this is the stitch that we're working into the back loop only of. that little bit there, that's the slip stitch. We want this little loop here. That's the back loop only. Now, don't worry about that slip stitch there, because now we're going to work 2 stitches in this hole here, over that slip stitch. Right, so there you go. So, there's your normal corner. It's only a little tiny bit different there, and in the scheme of things, once it's all finished, you're not going to see that little difference there. Right, so if you're changing colours, chain 2, join with a slip stitch to your first stitch. If you're not changing colours, chain 1 and join with a double crochet UK, single crochet US instead. What that does, it puts us in the middle of the 2 chain space. That stitch takes the place of the second chain. It's 1 chain and that's pretending to be another chain. So we're in the right space, we're in the diagonal corner, ready to go for our next round. Right, which is a very easy one. We chain 3, starting chain, or a false stitch, and then we're going to do a treble UK WS in every stitch along the side. So there should be 15 stitches along the side, and the corners in the 2 chain spaces we're going to do 1 stitch, chain 2, 1 stitch, or trebles UK, doubles US. So I will do that all the way around and I will show you what we do next. Okay, I've done all my repeats, just need to do a stitch in the same place as the first stitch, which is the hole there. Chain 2, join with a slip stitch if you're changing colours. If you're not changing colours, we're going to do the same again. Chain 1, join with a double crochet UK, single crochet US. Alright, next round is also an easy one. Chain 3, starting chain, or a false stitch. And we're going to do a treble UK WS in every stitch. Well, not in every stitch, we're going to do a back post stitch. So insert your hook around the back post, around the post from the back, around every stitch. There should be 17 along the side. And in the corners, in the 2 chain spaces, we're just going to do 1 stitch, chain 2, 1 stitch, as we did before. So it just adds a nice bit of texture to our block, a bit of thickness. So I will do that all the way around and I'll show you the final round, which is super simple. Okay, I've done all of my repeats. I just need to do a stitch in the same place as that first stitch. Then if you're changing colours, chain 2, join with a slip stitch. If you're not changing colours, chain 1, join with a double crochet UK, single crochet US to your first stitch. I have gotten the wrong bits there. Sorry. Oh, that's better. That's better. Double crochet UK, single crochet US. Alright, last round, super simple. We're doing double crochets UK, single crochets US. The first one is over that joining stitch in that big hole, and then 1 in each stitch along the side. That should be 19, and in each corner 1 stitch, chain 2, 1 stitch. So I will do that all the way around and show you the very end. Won't be long. Alright, I've been all the way around, just need to do a stitch in the same place as the first one, which is there. Then no matter what, we're going to chain 2 and join with a slip stitch to our first stitch. And there we have it. Seto or Seto, I really don't know what the correct pronunciation of that is. Anyway, however you say it, it's done. Nice bit of texture. Oops, pardon me. So as you can see, much the same size in the Bendigo Woolen Mills cotton as it is in the Cascade Ultra Pima cotton. If you want to make it bigger, add another round. Make it smaller, leave that last round off. So there you go. We have Seto from my Siren's Atlas collection. Make sure you check out spincushions.com for more crochet fun. Thanks. See ya.